So, so I go trolling for info on Soul Calibur 6, which I'm super, super, super excited about. uh, this garbage here gets thrown in here. At E3, Soul Calibur's objectified women felt like a relic of the past. Cecilia de Anastasio. Let's. I'm curious. Let's go have a look at this troller. Yeah, no, I ain't following you. Yeah, with such Pulitzer Prize winning articles as "When the Titans of Beatboxing and Super Smash Brothers Collide," and Fortnite gets carts. Alright. We've established that you're feminist by your plain look. Soul Calibur 6, Ivy Valentine will be as she always was, which is not a bad thing. I don't know why she's like, I was like, yeah. Be like, she always was. Wrapped in stringy cloth, balloon-breasted, mostly naked, she wields a snake sword that extends into a whip, a dominatrix's weapon that helped land her in innumerable knockoff porn videos. As one the Soul series' most recognizable fighters, Ivy has always looked like a caricature of a pubescent boy's preposterously proportioned ideal video game lady. Yeah, throw some more P's in there, would you? You got it to 3. You couldn't do 4? Huh, Dr. Seuss? You couldn't get it? The whole point, they've said, is to take this one back to as it was. Well, this is as it was. This is as it was when we first started playing these games. When Soul Calibur came out, this is what she looked like. You knew this. Why you thought it would change? Oh, we're going to go back and we're going to get more woke with it. Well, Namco Bandai don't do woke, and that's why they have money on some of their stuff. And some of their stuff crap, but save that for another video. Ivy's over-the-top appearance may have fit in quite well with the boys club mentality of the late 1990s, when she was introduced in the first Soul Calibur 20 years later at an E3 with down-to-earth playable female protagonists in Assassin's Creed, Tomb Raider, in The Division 2, and Last of Us Part 2, and Battlefield 5. And other headlining games. Oh yeah, these women had more clothes on and she didn't, and I'm offended. Ivy in Soul Calibur 6 seemed a little out of place. How? She's not in Assassin's Creed. She's not in Tomb Raider. She's not in The Division. She's damn sure not in Last of Us. She looks like she did in the 90s because they're going back to when she was to the games that were in the 90s. That's what we're doing. I mean, did you not look at the description of the game? Ivy in Soul Calibur 6 seemed a little out of place, buried deep within publisher Namco Bandai's booth at the back of the show floor. It's not just her Band-Aid attire, it's that by sticking to their guns, or her sword whip, Namco Bandai has pigeonholed what could be a stellar fighting game for everyone. How'd they do that? Huh? She's always had an alt costume where you put more clothes on her. How have they pigeonholed it? If you don't like this, put more clothes on her. I'm sure they'll have their little edit-a-fighter. Put more clothes on her. If you're offended, fix it yourself. Okay? Namco Bandai is just doing what they've always done. Soul Series almost didn't live to see a 7th iteration, said Soul Calibur producer Motohiro Okubo, speaking with Kotaku in a small interview room behind the company's E3. I love how they're trying to downplay how the game is. Like they buried Soul Calibur in the back of the booth. Right. Sure they did. I'm sure it was right up there with Jump Force, but no, she's trying to act like they had it buried in the back, like they were embarrassed of it or something. And then they had in a small interview room, like it didn't really matter. Like she talks like they were doing the interview. The interviewers were doing them a favor, even talking to them with that little bit. Yeah, so Soul Calibur actually was in a little bit of a crisis as a brand. And it wasn't the company climate. It was you killed half your roster. You got rid of everything that made those games great. You brought in all these new people instead of a slow transition. I mean, it was 2012. I personally, and I love Soul Calibur. I've been playing Soul Calibur since it came out. They offered it to, on Dreamcast way back when, which is, I almost wasn't. I wasn't going to play this game. I was going to get Ready to Rumble Boxing, which, in hindsight, I'm glad that Soul Calibur was a release game and Ready to Rumble Boxing wasn't. Because, the people at Software, etc., lied to me and told me that Ready to Rumble was going to be the release fighting game. And it wasn't. It was Soul Calibur. And they're like, well, we'll swap it. Well, I need 2 games to go with my Sonic the Hedgehog, so throw Soul Calibur in there. And you know what? I've never regretted that decision a day. Not a day. I committed myself to those games. And it wasn't because there was, scantily clad women. It was, I enjoyed the gameplay like most people did. Let's read more of this garbage article. The series may have been seriously wounded, but the soul still burns. For now, as Soul Calibur 6 will be released for PC, Xbox One, PS4 in October. Maxed out the volume makes Soul Calibur feel like Soul Calibur, as it should. It seems in part to be doubling down on its playable seductresses. Okay, a quick lesson in business. The demographic that they're shooting for with these games isn't you. It's not for feminists. Because if it was for feminists, nobody else would buy it. Nobody would want it. Because it's garbage. It would be garbage. In 2018, when so many mainstream games are casting a wide net across a redefined notion of what it means to be a gamer. Yes. They're so woke. So stunning. So brave. Ivy feels like a little bit of a relic of past mainstream, like lead paint or cocaine for toothaches. I got news for you. Cocaine for toothaches would probably be awesome. I'm not even an advocate of drugs. Last week, I met with Okubo to ask him a burning question I've had since I first laid hands on Soul Calibur 2 in 2003. Why do the series women still look like sex dolls? And I'm sure he brushed you off because the Japanese don't play that shit. Soul Calibur 2's intro had stuck with me. Oh, you were so traumatized. A little bitterly, since I was an overcompetitive 12-year-old girl. Craving another game to dominate at. The fighter Taki, in a skin-tight red suit and no bra, would land on the ground, breasts jiggling everywhere. A moment later, the camera cut to Ivy, who dramatically shimmied her torso before extending her whip. Yes, it was designed for this, okay? This is their demographic. This is it, okay? There's girls in it. It's called a demographic for a reason, all right? This is who they made their game for. If you played, good on you. I have met a lot of women that like these games, and I have never heard one gripe about how they're dressed. Never. As the camera angles changed, breasts were the first feature to appear. I didn't I didn't have to participate in everything, but just from seeing the opening scene, the blockbuster fighting game, the moment when a game states its goal, makes its pitch, and reels in its audience, I knew that worming my way into the game's culture, battling other players, and getting competitive would be harder for me. No, it wouldn't. Nobody cared, okay? There's some assholes out there, lady, but nobody really cares. That's life. Get the hell over it. Boys, I love this one. Boys I played with were significantly less likely to hand me a controller after a loss. Did you go tattle? Did you go tell Snowflake? Talking about Soul Calibur at school, these players would smirk at me, and when I'd weigh matchups in the theory of Kitchen critically absorb. Oh my God, lady! If somebody downs you, beat them at the game. Okay? Oh, years later, at a liberal college. That's the most shocking part of the article. You went to a liberal college. No, surely not. I remember following friends in a room where Soul Calibur 4 was being played on a television. I love this game, I said to a group of new faces who didn't believe me. Whatever. Okay, this is... I'm not even going to bother with the rest of this because it's overlong drivel. It really is. I mean, she just keeps hammering this point home repeatedly. She was persecuted because she was a girl. I said, in fighting games, skill's what talks. Beat people, okay? Don't... If you were ever looked down on, which I believe a lot of this is just dramatic. This whole article is nothing but troll bait. That's all. It's trolly clickbait. That's all it is. This lady here is churning out trolly clickbait. That's all it is. This is feminist puff piece is all this is. It screams it. This is why I urge anybody that watches my stuff, Kotaku is garbage. They are garbage. And more of them are becoming garbage. And they produce these garbage articles that nobody... I mean, it's basically just to troll people that would like you or me who like this game. This exists to troll you to come over here to get clicks so she makes a little bit of money. That's all it is. That's all it is. There's no integrity in these online articles anymore. Especially, I mean, I just wanted news for Soul Calibur. I didn't want your opinion about the costumes. Seriously. The only reason I come to Kotaku is to make fun of you idiots. That's it. I don't know. If you've got an opinion about this morons article, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.